What's up, friends? Welcome back. But a lot of you guys have been asking to see our house remodel, which really, we're totally still in the remodeling stages. Our friend Jeremiah Sowards is who has done all of the work primarily on our house. So he redid our main living room, our dining room and kitchen, and you guys asked to see it. So I'm really excited. I actually cleaned, like good cleaned. So I'm excited to show you guys. I'm gonna also be like inserting photos of what this house looked like when we bought it. Boy, oh boy, the transformation is crazy. Like sometimes when I'm like, oh, there's still so many things we have left to do, I'll just go through and like look at these photos of when we bought the house and just think, my goodness, what did we get ourselves into? But it's also really good to like see how far we've come. He does excellent work, and there are a lot of just little bitty details that he put in there that make me happy. And then him and Nathan had a surprise that they did for me. I was pregnant with June when all the remodeling was going on, and so it was just those little bitty things where they went the extra mile that I just really appreciated. And in that season of just having my house being remodeled and being pregnant and all the unknowns, it just really made me smile, and I think you guys will see that it was true Jeremiah character, and just looked so good. So I cannot wait to take you inside and give you all the details of the remodel. Alright, I'm getting super pumped to show you guys. I've come into like our main living area. Just thought I'd give you a little back history of the house too, which might make a little more sense when I show you some of these little things that we added. So apparently like in 1950 something, this house was like moved here, and then the owners just did all these kind of crazy random add-ons. The herb room happened to be an add-on. I guess I could have started out there and kind of showed you. Nathan actually did all this stuff out here. There wasn't a whole lot, and I painted it. But right here, where you can see, here's the original shiplap, and then it goes to like this particle board. This was actually a huge window, and it was the exterior of the house. So it was really cool, and now you guys know this is one of my favorite spaces to be in. So it's just this nice little add-on that they did that I actually really appreciated. But I cannot wait to dive into this. And then what Jeremiah did is he just sheetrocked this wall and this wall. But I'm going to turn the camera around, show you guys some of the details, kind of give you like a good view of when you walk in the house, what it looks like. One of my favorite features is this fantastic door with these beautiful flowers. I went back and forth for a really long time, like, oh, do I paint it? Do I not? But I just feel like if I painted it, it would take away from the true character of the door, so I decided to leave it. But all of the wood that you see on the ceilings and on the walls is the original shiplap. There is this really awful paneling. You guys will see whenever we throw up the pictures, you'll see what it looked like. When we took that down, there was some really good gems that came of this, and this was actually a door that also went to the outside of the house. And Jeremiah decided to do this really cool built-in bookshelf, which I don't actually use it for books, but I use it for my decor, and it's just really cool. It's got this tongue and groove in the middle, and then we kind of went with this burnt wood on the outside. That is some, like the burnt wood is also what we have for all of our trim. So top and bottom trim, we have it on our windows. It's just kind of the theme we've carried out. It's like an old, I want to say Japanese tradition, and essentially you just burn the wood until it turns that char color. It's really cool, and it kind of just fit with the vibes. But this was one of those things that when you buy these old houses, you really don't know. So we were like, okay, we have this huge hole where the shiplap stopped, and then the shiplap comes back in, and we're like, what on earth are we gonna do with it? And Jeremiah had the great idea to do this built-in, which I really liked because there's not a lot of place where you can decorate and add little knickknacks. So I really like that. It's one of my favorite things that they did, and I don't know, I just think it adds like so much character to this room. I absolutely love it. He also was really detailed in trimming out this window, which I absolutely love. As you can see, it switches from just the burnt wood, and then he did this tongue and groove, which matched the bookshelf as well. And then Nathan built me this pretty little hanging plant shelf for all my stuff. We still have a lot to do. a lot to do. We still don't have trim finished here. So there was a huge wall actually that went all the way across. And so we tore that wall down. There was, that stone was like halfway up the fireplace and then paneling. We actually just had someone come over and talk to us before this winter. Our goal is to frame this in and either brick it. We're still trying to figure out what we want to do, but the goal is to get this fireplace done before the winter. I remember walking in here, wood paneling everywhere. There was like, well, there was this really nasty tile on the ceiling. There was orange shag carpet on the floor, wood paneling everywhere, and we'd ended up, like, by the time we'd got all this stuff moved and it was like later where we couldn't like go back for another load, Nathan was like, let's just stay the night here. And I'll be honest with you guys, I had a moment and I was like, I'm not staying the night here. And we had this mattress in the middle of the living room on this nasty, filthy shag carpet, like from the 70s, y'all. I mean, it was in its prime. And I was like, Nathan, I can't stay here. And he just looked at me and he was like, Jill, we just bought this house. Like, you have to stay here. And I remember having that feeling of like, oh my gosh, we are not handy people at all. Like, what are we going to do? So I'm just super, super thankful that we had friends who came in and like helped us. And I mean, it's been 2 years. So June was 2 years we've been here. And there's still so much stuff that's not done. So if you guys are in a renovation or you bought a fixer or whatever, I just encourage you, like, give yourself grace, especially like with our house. It's almost 2,200 square feet and every single bit of it has to be redone. And so we're 2 years in and we still don't have all the things done. And I've learned, like, that's okay. Pick one thing at a time. It will get done. Rely on your friends. Ask questions. Watch a lot of YouTube because there's a lot of things that we don't know how to do. And I was like, I bet there's a YouTube video for that. But just seeing now, like, being able to have my home at a place where I can share with you guys. Like, I'm inviting you guys into my home. And I think that's really cool because I care about you guys and I want you guys to feel like y'all are just living life with us. And so this is a huge milestone for me to say, hey friends and family, like, welcome to my home. Let me show you that, yeah, all the things still may not be done, but I am proud of where we are and I'm proud to show you even the unfinished things because there's a lot of pride in that for me. Like, I feel proud of this home. I feel proud of my friends who put sweat and stayed here long nights and, you know, helped us get through the grunt of this, put up with me while I was pregnant. You know, like, I just really appreciate that I'm in a place where I feel like I can show you guys my home and say welcome in. So I just encourage you guys to just kind of side note, if you're in the middle of the fixer or renovations, you can do this. There's going to be one day that's going to come along that you're going to welcome your friends in your house and you're going to feel really, really proud of it. So before I get real soft, I gotta move on. But these are actually the original floors of the house. Under that disgusting shag carpet were these stellar wooden floors. So we sanded those down, like stained them, and they just turned out absolutely beautiful. So as you might imagine, with that huge wall, there was just, where it's open was just this huge wall. So just getting that down, having the freestanding fireplace, which we'll brick that in or whatever we're gonna decide to do with it, just opened up this space so much. I'm going to insert the pictures, but you'll also see, like, just that huge hanging down cabinet, how much more open this space is. I cannot wait to turn this camera around and show you guys. Oh man, here we go. So we actually opened up the kitchen quite a bit more. I think we expanded it like maybe 12 inches. So if you can imagine, this is 12 inches wider than it was before. I think that tells you just how small and unfunctional this kitchen was. So that was one of the first things that we did. And then Jeremiah put up these incredible open shelves. Now, I am one of those people, I'm not exactly organized. I kind of like the messy, eclectic. That just works for me. It doesn't, you know, make me anxious or anything like that. So those of you who are looking at this and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, but this fits me well. So I love that it's just this hodgepodge of our pottery we've collected and just our different things. You know, I really feel like when I'm inviting you in my home, like, you're my family. I'm, you know, welcoming you in, and this doesn't bother me. And I know that this won't work for everyone, but I have thoroughly enjoyed just having the open shelves for sure. Here is where we have the pantry, which is where most of all of our fruits, the kids' snacks, all of our drinks, it just gets stored. I mean, the bottom shelf gets messy some because Ivy, but for the most part we keep it pretty clean. And then this was something that Nathan and Jeremiah did as a surprise for me. It is a sliding barn door, which is where we have some of our canned goods and our microwave and stuff like that. And that was one of those things. It was just one of those extra touches that they did just to make me feel special. And I absolutely love this. It's one of my favorite features in the house. Hey, do you want to join the kitchen tour? Yeah? You want to join the kitchen tour? What's your favorite part about the house, Ivy? So I have a really funny story to tell you guys. One of the benefits of having your friends remodel your house and being in here day in and day, you know, like day in and day out, there are certainly perks. We were in the middle of potty training Charlie when Jeremiah and his brother Noah were in here working, and she just was not getting it. And she wouldn't listen to me, and you know, I was just like, what is going on? And it was so funny. Every single day, Jeremiah would be like, Charlie, come here, we need to have a talk. And he would sit down and talk to her every single day about how big girls go potty and the big girl potty and they don't potty in their pants. And we joke about it to this day because he's straight up potty trained Charlie. We're like, we are forever indebted to you. It was so funny. So we ended up doing this concrete countertops, which this was a lot of work. I'm gonna be completely honest. This is not sealed or anything, and I think maybe this one over here is sealed. So we still have to go back through and seal it. I don't know that I absolutely, like, this was mine and Nathan's decision to do this. I just wish now maybe we would have chose another option. The reason that I don't really like the concrete countertops, one, we didn't seal it right. So I think maybe had we done it the right way, and I don't know why, I think we just forgot to come back in and seal it, but it just is really, really hard to clean. Granted, it is very unique, and I do like that. I like being a little bit eclectic, but I think maybe just a lighter wood butcher block might have flowed a little bit better. We are going to come back through and try to reseal it, and maybe even potentially paint it and see if that would help. And along with my eclectic way, all of my knobs are different colors. We still have to go through. Sorry, like I mentioned, I'm slightly unorganized. So we still do not have any curtains on our cabinet doors, which is something that hopefully within the next few months I can get, you know, nailed down and figure out what fabric that I want and get those closed up, just because June's starting to come in here now and like tear out dishes and stuff like that. So all of my knobs are different, which I love, and I actually just snagged these at, like, I think Hobby Lobby. It was one of those features though that was so me. Like, I just absolutely loved having all of these different colored knobs. So the bottom we left open. It was actually an accident that when we ended up burning, so for all of our countertops, we burned these as well, the same way we did the trim, and then I put a green stain on it. When we ended up burning the doors, they like actually burned, I guess just because they were super cheap, which I was like, we can make it work. So the plan is to just put like this type of wrought iron in there and just put curtains. But all of the shiplap in here is original as well. So the shiplap that we could have, that we saved in the living room is original. All of this in the kitchen is original. On the ceilings is original, which is, I mean, we were super, super fortunate for that because one, it's really cool. It really seems authentic to the house. You know, going along with just wanting to salvage whatever we could and make it work, we did that. So I actually really like being able to keep that. And then this wall back here was like an add-on, so there was no shiplap, it was just plain. And what they did is just bought wood and made it match the size of the shiplap. We painted it the same colors, and you honestly, I don't even think you can tell. I think it looks good. And so I'm super, super pleased. I cannot wait to be like throwing in all of these photos of what this house looked like before. It is a complete 180 difference. Like I said, when we bought this house, I think I just had a moment of like, oh my gosh, Nathan, what did we do? I cannot believe that we just did this. And when you're not handy at all, like, it escalated that like so much further. So we were just crazy, crazy thankful for our friends who came in and helped us do this. But now that I'm in it, there's something that makes me feel really good knowing that you're not gonna walk into any other home and it look like my home. And I like that. I like that it has got my detail on it, my character, the things that Jeremiah took into consideration. Building me this bookcase, you know, building me the sliding barn door. Those are things that like really, really meant a lot to me. And even though the rest of the house isn't done, I'm like, this is my main area. This is where we live. This is the heart of our home. And I just think that they did a fantastic job. Another running joke with the Sowards is that I decorate with branches. All throughout my house, I would just have these branches that Nathan was gonna burn, and I was like, wait, this would be perfect in our house, along with all my birth affirmations that are still up a year later, y'all. How funny is that? All right, I'm gonna do a little run around again and just show you guys some really, really good details of some of the things they did. I'm gonna be putting up all the photos of what our house looked like before. But one, I'm just really honored that you guys wanted to see what the inside of my house looked like. I know you guys love Jeremiah's work, so it's really cool to be able to brag on him and show off what he's done in our house. We appreciate it so much. But here is a short little farm tour of our living room and kitchen. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'll talk to you soon.